Guys, today will be one of the biggest videos for this year so far, with only about 3 months into 2024 and with the unknown realistic future of how Bungie, Final Shape, the community of Destiny has been going. There has been a lot of questions and concerns about the future after the Final Shape, for the Final Shape, for Into the Light, for so many things, and I'm going to have to say right here, right now, you might believe I'm on copium, but come back to me and then tell me if I'm right 3 months from now, but you'll believe me, don't you worry, that this next leak that I'm covering is very likely, it can still be unconfirmed, but in my mind, very likely to be happening for the Into the Light free update that arrives next month on April 9th, and a lot of future stuff that will be happening after the Final Shape. So I want to put a big spoiler alert that if this is the case, if they do release some of this information out on April 9th of what will be happening, just beware. Before I get anywhere else, I want to say thank you for all the support. We got the 30K again. I know I've been making some long intros, and I apologize for that. I've been reading some of you guys' feedback. I just want to say thank you. I love you all. You know, you guys are amazing. You guys are my heart and soul. So I apologize if I've been yapping way too much, but I just want to get into it. It's a very big video. I hope you guys are like excited and your bones are chilling right now because of how amazing this information that has been getting out. Alright, so let's get right into it. So one of the big things that I want to reiterate here is that there will be a showcase on April 9th. I covered a video yesterday saying that it's being told from many sources now that a showcase is happening. They did say that they're going to do something in April to tell more of the gameplay for Final Shape. That's what they said back in August, and now a showcase is being planned on the release date for Into the Light, which is April 9th. We'll have the showcase, they'll talk about Final Shape, they'll talk about some future stuff that I will say in a minute, they'll talk about a lot of the Into the Light stuff, and then we get to play Into the Light. So in the showcase, one of the big things is that there's going to be more Final Shape stuff, gameplay, stuff like that, weapons, all that type of stuff, and episode information, as it's a very critical thing that they want to reiterate with the community. There is apparently no Destiny 2 expansion slated for 2025. The content in that sort of year will drop similar to how the 30th anniversary was planned. And this is what I mean, is that they are going to do 3 more episodes for year 8. With already now we have Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy already planned that they revealed back. They are going to do 3 more standalone episodes and talk about the cadence model and how that will actually be way better for the game. Again, we have to wait and see. And then they're going to do 3 more throughout 2025, and then the new saga with its said new expansion is going to arrive in 2026, mid to early 2026, and episodes will not be vaulted till the new saga releases. So we're getting 6 standalone episodes with basically 3 individual acts, and all of them that are each 6 weeks with new story, new cinematics, new exotics, new weapons, blah 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 blah. And I know that's probably a bit crazy, overwhelming, and very concerning because people still don't have so much hope in the episode model as of date since the recent seasons has been coming out. So we have to wait and see. But if the episodes do impress you guys, and they are still maybe a better thing for Bungie and better for the community to, you know, put out enough content, fix a lot of things for the game as they prepare for the next expansion in 2026, that is what the case is going to be. Now that's all we have for the future stuff. Now let's get right into the Light. You guys are going to love this. So 801 is firing up the forges again to prepare us for the take on the Witness. All Black Armory forges are returning, and I'm so ecstatic about this. All forged weapons will be returning with updated perks and origin traits. Excludes the Ringing Nail auto rifle, unfortunately, and the World Drop forged weapons, but all forged weapons will have the Obsidian Radiance Temper effect now by default, and the damage buff will be removed, no toggle, as well as Niobe Labs will be making its return into Destiny 2. This is amazing. I just want to tell you guys is that one of the big things they said all the way back in August that I want to point out is that they want to have players play content that hasn't been touched forever. And this has been a huge thing, because one of the things that they were sort of nodding to was the content in the annual pass that released in year 2, and obviously that content's no longer in the game, and they've been hinting at maybe putting that content back in the game, and they've been using that sort of for the model of how content is done now. With Menagerie, with that 6 match made activity, and a lot of people had adored and loved it in Season of Opulence, they have tried to use that sort of similar model for a lot of the 6-man match made activities nowadays. And with Gambit Prime in that season, which we don't talk about, they kind of just changed that model into the base Gambit sort of model that we have today. And even though they're not doing a lot of changes into it, that's just how the reality of that is, and that excludes those sort of 2 seasons. That leaves Black Armory, which had forges, and even though it wasn't the best activity in the game, people had a sort of, I don't know, I had a vibe with it. A lot of people did back in year 2 because they felt Season of the Forge was just very interesting to them. And I think Dado ranked it as like B or C tier on the season list, and I was okay with that. So it's not the best season in the world, but they're going to basically bring back Black Armory into the light, no pun intended, and just make it like one of the best things in the game. Again, time will tell on how good it will be, but with the Niobe Labs secret activity returning, a lot of players are going to have that nostalgia vibe. And remember, Into the Light is going to have a lot of nostalgic moments, as also was nodded back in the day. Now let's talk about weapons. Now, Mountaintop Recluse, Luna's Howl, and Not Forgotten will return with random rolls. It's already been in the API that Recluse's Ornament and all the Black Armory ornaments are now in the Ever Restore. So it even signifies a better probability of all the Black Armory, sort of leaks out there coming into the light, more often true than not. And Micro Missile, Master of Arms, and Magnificent Howl will be adjusted but reintroduced on more weapons in the final shape. Not Forgotten will come from the competitive playlist, and Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten will be returning to the 180 RPM. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying copium right now, I know, but come back to me next month and see if I'm right or wrong. And again, looking at all this together, it makes perfect sense. You don't return an ornament to the Ever Restore if it's not returning for some sort of update. Just saying, this is going to be likely true. And I know many of you are probably, uneased with the forges, but believe me, if the forges weren't as difficult as they launched, I feel like a lot of players would enjoy them more, and I think now they will. And more stuff to go into. The Whisper exotic mission will be returning with a craftable Whisper. This is exciting because we just got some evidence from Bungie Leaks. Huge credibility to him, and he's amazing and he's an awesome guy. He had pointed out on his Twitter that there is a new exotic ornament for, Whisper of the Worm called Gilded Cage, and it will be likely sold in the Ever Restore with the Into the Light refresh, and oh my god, is one of the best ornaments out there. Yes, even they were literally saying back when the Final Shape Showcase event came out with the exotic mission rotator, that more exotic missions will be added throughout the rotator. So if the Whisper mission is added, it looks like we will be finally getting that back. Kind of makes sense that Outbreak might not come back. I don't know if they will do that, but Whisper is at least a huge W. Garden of Salvation will be getting craftable updated perks with origin traits. Finally! You guys are gonna get your whole entire thing that you've always wanted. The worst trait, Garden of Salvation weapons finally getting craftable. Red War will be finally getting a recap mission, and Alari states that they're going back into more of those sort of memory sort of missions that they want to add throughout the year. And they said they got some great feedback from the Forsaken mission, and they said that Witch Queen Be Online, they were alright, but they want missions from Christmas Tyrus, Warmind, Destiny 1, Destiny 2 Vanilla, and it looks like they're already doing that. We're going to get a recap mission for the Red War, and it looks like it's going to be an amazing recap mission with, of course, changes, and it's going to be amazing. Maybe it's the Gaul mission, the last mission phase in that campaign. How cool would it be to fight Gaul again after so goddamn long? Or maybe it's the first mission. We get to experience the attack in the first mission of the Red War. So we're finally getting that. And lastly, a Ghostbusters collab is happening. You guys know the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire movie is coming out in cinema. You guys should all go watch it. But there is actually an exotic ghost shell in the database right now with a Ghostbuster sort of vibe to it. Yes, I am not kidding. But yeah, that closes everything up for today's video. Looking at all that together, you're probably excited, I'm guessing, or probably very pissed off. I do not know, but come back to me on April 9th and see if this is true or not. Put it in your calendar. But already we're getting a lot of weapons returning. We're getting Whisper back, for Christ's sake. We're getting a Red War mission. Again, Into Light is not supposed to be this huge, amazing, you know, Shadowkeep size expansion. It's a free update, for Christ's sake. And if we can get some free stuff right now from Bungie, I'm going to say yes to all of that. Now, that is all I have for you today. I'll let you know if there's anything more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.